Hello everyone, today I'm doing a video that I probably shouldn't be doing, but YOLO. I'm doing a anime manga collection thingy just because I have no life, so you can see the haul, the past year of hard work, and here it is! It's not very good, it's not very impressive. The plan is though, right? I'm gonna call this like, I don't know, from rags to riches or something. In a year, we're gonna see how much, or even maybe less than a year, every so often, we're gonna see how much I can expand this place. Bearing in mind I have no money, I have no job, I think this is a decent enough haul. With any luck, I'll have a job. I've applied for a couple. Maybe someone will take me. We can expand this mofo and we'll see what happens. Anywho, at the beginning here we have Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. We've got part 1, 2 and 3. In a perfect world, this entire shelf would be just Jojo, but alas, we're not there yet. Maybe one day though. So these are the JoJo names. They're really nice hardbacks. We've got part 1 there, part 2 there. The final volume of part 2 isn't out yet. They've got colour pages, hardback. They've got updated illustrations of the characters. You can kind of see at the top of, I'd say, you can kind of see, but the camera won't focus in. But we've got Jonathan. We've got, oh there we go, Jonathan, Zappelli, Dio, Joseph, Lisa, Caesar there. Apologies if the audio is really bad. I'm using my phone because I don't know. I actually do have a proper camera I could use, but I haven't actually figured out how to use it yet. So yeah, I really like the JoJo names. Then have half of part 3. Well, just over half. Part 3 doesn't have a JoJo name in English yet. It got announced, but I already had bought these 10, and I'll probably buy the other 6 later. Haven't read it yet, but I'm sure I'll read it eventually, maybe. We'll have to see what happens there. One Punch Man. Yeah, this was during the good old One Punch Man craze when it came out, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. It's time to buy the volumes. And I have 3, and there's now like 8 out, which is a bit insane. The company that's publishing this are probably just going absolutely crazy with releasing the volumes to capitalise in on the big craze while it's still there. I'll probably die out at some point, so, you know, while you can make a quick buck, might as well go for it. And then, for some reason, well, this was supposed to be alphabetical at some point, but it kind of went to hell. But we have a comic, because I collect a bit of both. Star Wars Omnibus Collection. This thing right here I absolutely love. I've read it at least 5 times, and it's absolutely awesome. I actually found out there's more of these, so I'm going to have to pick those up at some point. But that's probably my favourite thing in this collection, because just how much I read it. And I've had it for years, since I was like 10 or something, probably even younger. Next up, we've got Tokyo Ghoul. Not sure why I bought this. I'm not going to buy any of the other volumes, but it's just there for no reason. It's decent enough to own, just because of how different the manga is to the anime. I've read a bit of it, and it's it captured my interest, which is kind of surprising, since I have seen the anime. But I'll probably end up finishing that at some point. Then we've got Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. It's actually a book, but I've got the comic version. I haven't read the book, and I feel really bad, because it is a pretty well-known story about firemen who don't burn fires, they actually make fires, and they do book burnings across the country. It's a really good comic, so I imagine it's a pretty good, well, I mean, it will be a good book. It's very well known and critically acclaimed. So I'll have to read that at some point. I've got my 3 portal turrets there. And the one that started it all, good old One Piece. I mean, more than half of my collection is just One Piece, for the simple fact that all this, from 23, not 47, but 23 all the way down here, that was 60 quid, which is a bargain. They released these massive box sets for One Piece, which is pretty awesome. You can get, there was 3 overall, and I have the first one. Might pick up the other ones. It goes from East Blue all the way to Baroque Works. Then I've got 47, because that's when box set 2 ends at 46. So, really, I should probably get box set 2, just so I don't have Thriller back on its own there. The cool thing about getting this is you get a nice little special volume, Romance Dawn. It's got an anime episode of it, but I haven't read it, I haven't watched it. I've read it though, and it's pretty cool. It's just a nice little collector's feature that most people won't have. So that's pretty handy. And then we've got the Batman section here. It's pretty lacking. We've got the Killing Joke, which is, you know, one of the most famous comics of all time. Probably is the most famous comic. It's an absolute classic. It's getting a movie in August, so, and I really can't wait to watch that, just because how much I love the comic. We've got Joker, which is a comic about the Joker, obviously, from a henchman's perspective, which I quite like. It's not as good as Killing Joke, but not many things will be. Then we've got the Batman Arkham the Riddler collection. This is just a collection of comics featuring the Riddler. It's got stuff from his early days back in like the 60s or whatever it would be. It's got some new stuff from this decade, and yeah, it's pretty nice. I haven't read the early stuff. I've read the later stuff, and I quite like it. I mostly just got this because of after Gotham, I got a really big like. I was really into Batman. I played a couple of the games, and I was really into the Riddler. So I ended up picking this to see a bit more about him. It was pretty cheap as well. I got it used for something like £7, which really isn't bad for a coloured graphic novel. It's not hardback, so I'll probably explain a bit why it's not as expensive, and the paper quality is not as good as these, but it's really not bad at all. And then we have the final really pitiful shelf, where we have two things. First off, we've got Rohan at the Louvre. This is part of my Jojo collection. Naturally though, can't really put it up there because it doesn't fit. But this is quite good timing actually, because in the last Jojo episode, Rohan actually got shown. This was a special thing released in collaboration with the Louvre, I guess. I think I'm saying it right. There's a couple of graphic novels made about various characters in the Louvre, and for some reason, Araki did it. Probably because his work was actually displayed there, which is a pretty big deal. I haven't read this yet. I'm looking forward to doing it because it's in colour, which is damn awesome, and it's got Rohan in the Part 8 style because it's released in 2012. So yeah, it's pretty damn awesome. And finally, something that just arrived today, and I kind of held off doing this video until this arrived. I Am a Hero, which I've heard so many good things about, and I was surprised at how big the book actually is, because it's not a volume, which I thought it was. It's an omnibus, which is 2 volumes in one. This is about from what I've heard, it's about a manga creator in a zombie apocalypse. The greatest zombie manga ever, apparently, according to Jason Thompson, so I'm sure he knows his shit. I've just heard really good things about it, so I'm excited to read that as well. And just for the sake of making this collection look slightly less pathetic, we've got Enel there, just chilling, like with his feet covered in dust. That's my only manga, or my only anime figure, mostly because they're bloody expensive. I mean, this guy was £34. I really don't have the cash to rake out to buy a lot of these. But I really do like Enel. I like his design. I like the drums. I can't remember what they're called, but they're used in a lot of characters in like mythology and stuff. Like Raijin, I believe, is a thunder god or something in Japanese mythology. He's got the same type of stuff. I think it's taiko drums for some reason. Who knows? But yeah, there's my collection. It's not the most expensive, but I imagine it's, for someone in my position, it's probably more than most. I mean, this isn't like a lot of stuff, right? But it's still bloody expensive. These are £14, £12 each, so that's £70, £80 around about. £50, 15, 20, 7, 10. These are £40, and these are 60. I've got a tenner there and a £15 there. I think these add up to, I don't know, over to probably close to 300. I think so. That, you know, it's not like, well, even though there's not a lot there, you can see that they cost a hell of a lot to buy. And yeah, if this is a hobby you want to get into, you really need to have, well, a lot more money than I do. But I like collecting it. I don't read the vast majority of them. I mean to. I really do, and I really should at some point. But I've only read, well, funnily enough, this is pretty weird. I didn't realize this until right now. I've read everything on this shelf. I've read nothing on this shelf, apart from the omnibus, Fahrenheit, and a bit of that. Read none of those, because those are my newest ones. So, for the most part, really, I just buy them and leave them there. And these are my all my first purchases. These are all the ones I bought later, and they just kind of lie on the shelf looking pretty. Which I'm actually fine with, because they do look pretty damn nice. And yeah, that's that. With any luck, we'll come back here in, I don't know, a year or so, a couple months. Maybe we can expand the collection a little bit. We'll probably need to buy another bookshelf. I'll have to get rid of all that garbage to make way. Yeah, hopefully we can go from riches, or go to riches, instead of our current rag state, if you will. See you later.